Is Tim Cone the right coach for Gilas Pilipinas moving forward? After having somewhat of a success in the Olympic qualifying tournament, Tim Cone has definitely made Gilas Pilipinas a better basketball team. Ever since Coach Tim took over in 2023 in the Asian Games, Gilas Pilipinas has done nothing but move up in the FIBA World Rankings. But yet, even with those early success that he's having, Gilas Pilipinas still failed to qualify for the Olympics. What about you guys? What do you guys think Coach Tim Cone could have done better during the Olympic qualifying tournament? Could have he been able to make a few, offensive adjustments? Could have gotten better players? Like, what do you guys think? Comment down below and share your opinion, and let's make this a conversation. But in this video, we will be talking about Coach Tim Cone's overall situation with Gilas Pilipinas as a head coach. And by the end of this video, I might have a thing or two that I don't really agree with what he did with the roster and how he, did things. So stay tuned at the end of this video and let me know what you think. If you haven't done so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification button, as I will be making videos for you guys every week. And now, let's get to it. Let's start with how people has been asking Coach Tim Cone to coach the national team, but it's been years that people has been asking him, but he has never done it until now. Every time a reporter would ask him, he would always say, like, whoever that was coaching the national team currently when that question was brought up, he would always say, oh, Coach Chad is the perfect person to coach the national team, or Coach Jong is the perfect coach to be leading the national team. And every time that question was brought up, he would say the same thing. By the looks of it, it seems like he always took his name out of that, pool of coaches that are able to coach the national team. I mean, he did coach the national team before in 1998, but recently he hasn't done so. He always took his name out of the coaching pool of coaches that was able to coach Gilas. But at the same time, to be honest with you, it would have sounded crazy if he just, off the bat started demanding for the Gilas job, because Tim Cone really knows basketball, especially with a triangle offense that he has been running for decades and made him the most winningest PBA coach in history of the Philippine Basketball Association. That says a lot about who he is as a head coach. Like, that would make a lot of sense if the best coach in your first division league in the country is the coach for your national team. Like, I'm not surprised that he's having this much success in the international level, because he also had a lot of success in the PBA. Like, how many Grand Slams does he have in the PBA? 2, 3? Let me know in the comment section and comment down below how many Grand Slams he has. Like, not a lot of, PBA coaches. I think he's the only one that has that much. So that makes a lot of sense for him to, be the head coach for Gilas Pilipinas. If you agree with that, comment the Filipino flag down below in the comment section. Ever since Tim Cone took over as a head coach for Gilas Pilipinas, like, man, this man has just been breaking records, not just in Philippines, but in Asia. Like, there's no teams in Asia that has beat a top 10 team in the world rankings. I do have a theory on the reason why he wasn't able to coach Gilas Pilipinas in this, the past decade. If you look at the main, sponsor or the main, funder of the Gilas Pilipinas for the past, decade or two, it was mainly the MVP group. And if you look at where Coach Tim Cone has been coaching and the teams that he coached in the past decade or two, is not under the MVP corporation. Knowing how the politics goes in the Philippines in terms of, organization or companies sponsoring, like, for example, for the national team for Gilas, a lot of these organizations doesn't really like reaching out to other companies or corporations. Like, in this situation with basketball, these teams don't like to, hey, can we borrow your coach and let your coach represent Philippines, but at the same time it's this company that's gonna sponsor. Like, politics in Philippines is so deep, it's ridiculous. But now, since it's the MVP group and the San Miguel group is sponsoring the national team, they're funding the national team, now you get the best of both worlds in terms of coaching and players. As you can see in this roster that they have with the Olympic qualifying tournament, there's a little bit of both players coming from both MVP group and San Miguel group, and because of that, Coach Tim is also somewhat allowed to go coach the national team. And when it comes to politics in terms of coaches, Tim Cone is probably the least political coach out there in the PBA. Like, Coach Tim Cone is really concerned about putting the best team possible, whether that's, getting the right players or the right coaching staff around him to really win. And it shows not just in the PBA, but also in the international level that he really knows how to put a team together and putting politics aside. Because to be honest with you, like in the past Gilas Pilipinas teams in the past decade, man, there were some players out there that did not deserve to be on the roster, but for somehow or some reason, they still ended up in the team. As great of a run Coach Tim Cone is having with Gilas Pilipinas, there's still certain things that, I don't agree with what he have done with the roster. Like, one of them is not having, enough 3-point shooters on the team. Like, I think there's only one legitimate 3-point shooter in the team, and that's Dwight Ramos. Like, he could have added at least 1 or 2 more shooters. One of the names that I can think of is Matthew Wright. He's 6'4". He's a legit 2-position guard in an international level, and who is not a liability defensively. All in all, Coach Tim Cone has done a great job ever since he took over as a head coach for Gilas Pilipinas and making history, like winning the Asian Games and beating China in China for that gold medal. And not only that, in the recent Olympic qualifying tournament, beating a number 6 world-ranked European team Latvia in the first game. Not only beating them, also that was a domination. What about you guys? What do you guys think about Coach Tim Cone's situation with Gilas Pilipinas as a head coach? Do you think he's the right fit for this position, or do they need to get another coach or something to make things better for Gilas Pilipinas? Let me know and comment down below and share your opinion, and let's make this a conversation. And if you haven't done so, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you on the next video.